Hello everyone, this is Diego. I'm a student in the career of Systems of the Information in the Cotopaxi Technical University. Today I'm going to show you how the ETL process works. The ETL process is a process used by us developers. It stands for extract, transform, and load. In the phase to extract, we select our data source, where we are going to get our of data, in this case some mock data. First, we are going to take the example of a company. We need the fields of a name, a country, and a foundation name for this example. We are going to use the web page Mokaroo. Mokaroo is a website used to generate mock data, which is useful for our purpose today. Here we have specified an ID as a field name, a type of a row number, which is a number that going in sequence auto increment as we say in our database. Next, a name, which we selected a company name, a country, a type country, our field name foundation date, which is a type of date time, where we have selected a time with a format of date, month, and year. We are going to generate 1,000 rows or 1,000 registries as a CSV file, which is useful to import into our database or to generate the transformation process. Once we have generated this file and open it in Excel, we have the following page, where we have the header with all the fields that we have specified in the previous web page. Now we have entered in the transform process or step, where all the data that we have generated are going to be cleaned and purified so we can use it in our database. In this case, we have the ID, name, country, and foundation date that we specified. As you can see, here it is the row number as we specified. It goes from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and etc. The names are generated randomly. A country have any country from the world, and our foundation date it's on the format of date, month, and year, how we specify. Now, as you can see, all our data, it's all generated and written on a single column. As you can see, if you double click here, you can see all of our data is in one single column. We need this data to be separated in different columns so we can transform it and be used in our database. To do this, we are going to select all this column, the column A, where all of our data is stored. Sorry for my bad English, it's not my native language. Then we are going to select the data tab in your language. In my Excel, it is written as datos. Then we are going to select text on columns. Here we are going to select the option limited or delimited, and here we have a preview or how the data is looking right now. Then we are going to click on next, and on the separators we are going to unselect everything, and in this case from Mokaroo it exported every single field separated by a comma. Then we are going to select the comma, and here you can see in the preview how every single field of our data has been now separated into different columns. Then we click next. General, in the case we need to change the date to another format, we are going to select it here, but here we can see that our data is already transformed. There you go. Now all of our data has been transformed, And with that, we have just completed one of the steps to finish the transform step. Next, what we want is to use this data in our database, but for that we need it to be in a format that can be easy to upload and use in a query. For that, we are going to generate a simple formula in Excel where we are going to concat every single field of this field or these columns and insert it in a single query. To do this, we are going to go into concat, and then we are going to be careful with the commas, the single tildes, and the fields with each cell that we are going to select to go in the correct order. In this case, we are going to concat, and then we are going to, with the commas, with the tildes, we are going to put the query that we are going to insert into a MySQL database, in which the query will go like insert into, we are going to create a table named company values into intercompany. Then we are going to create here the names of our fields. In this case, these are going to be the name, our company, the country, company, and date comp. We are going to give them the values of. Now here we are to put, we are concat the data from each one of these columns. In this case, first we need the name. For that, I'm going to end my tildes. We are going to put a comma with a point, and here I'm going to put a simple tilde. This will mark the data into our query as text, so we don't have inconveniences, and it can match with the database that we are going to create with bar chart values. In this case, we are going to put the name, the point with a comma. We are going to close the double tildes, close this tilde, and now we are going to add the next value, which is going to be a comma for the next value that is going to be country. So we put a comma, a dot with a comma. We concat the next value that is going to be country. No, first let me see. Here we have this, so we can mark the next field as a text. This point with a comma, this simple tilde, comma, and again the text marker, and let's see the next value that is going to be foundation date. We are going to mark it as text. We close the query and we end it with a point with a comma. And with that, here, as you can see, it created a formula that generates our query. Insert into company name com, country com, date com values, and launch as text, comma, Colombia as text, comma, and our foundation date as text. In the case you have some troubles here, you just can go to the beginning, initial, and just put it like text. That's it. Now, can edit this so we can get a value of, that's it, there you go. Now we are going to select our first cell with all the formula generated, and in this corner right here with the dot we are going to double click it and it will generate the same formula for all of our registries. Double click and there you go, it generated the fields for all of our registries here. Now we are going to our database management system. In this case we are going to use MySQL using SQL Yog. I already generated the connection. Now I'm going to create our database. We are to create a database with the name of example. We select this and we select this query, and then we are going to execute this query. Here you can see in the lower part, you can see that it generated this new, here we have example, our new database. Now we are going to create our table. Create table. Let's go. Use example. Now we are using example, our database. Now we are going to create a table with the name according to our registered company. Open parenthesis, semicolon, and now we are going to give it an id com as an integer with auto increment and as a primary key, so we don't have to insert it from the Excel file. Now the next field is going to be the name. In this case is name com. See, yes, name com as a bar chart. In this case, just for good measures, we are going to give it a 50 value. Comma. Next, we are going to get country com of a bar chart 50. Finally, they come bar chart of 50. In this case, just to match with every single field. We select our query and we execute it. And now we have our table example company with the columns that we just created. Now we are going to insert here all of our queries. We are going to copy all of this, and with that we have just finished the step of transformation in the Excel file. Now that we have just created our database, we enter in the last step, the step of load. It's the simple one, thanks to the formula we have created in the Excel file. Here we are going to just copy paste all our data, all our queries of inserts. Here you can see all of them, every single one. These are quite the list, around of 1,000. Now we have selected them, we want to execute it, and here in the lower part you can see that we country com, name com, and launch Colombian. Well, okay, now that we have all our data here, we just copy and paste. We select all of this, copy these values into our database, and then we are going to execute it. are going to execute this query. And if you can see in the lower part, everything has been inserted, one row affected, and now we are going to execute this select from to check. And here we have all our data loaded. And that was my explanation to the ETL process. So we can take data from every kind of source, purify, clean it, and transform it into something that we can load in a database and can be used in our applications. Thanks for your attention, and we are going to meet in the next video. Bye bye.